Parkinson's disease. This is everything you would ever want to know about Parkinson's disease and reversing it. I'm going to tell you everything you ever wanted to know about that right now. And yes, it is possible to reverse it. What we know about Parkinson's is you don't produce enough dopamine, so you can't control your movements. You get tremors. You may have rigidity where you cannot actually expand your chest to breathe appropriately. And in the end, the medication they give you, while it helps you with the symptoms in the short term, long term, it's going to continue to allow you to degrade because it's not taking care of the autoimmune disease. Much like any medical process, when you take a drug, you're helping with a symptom. And let's get to the root cause of Parkinson's. So we're talking about an antibody response. That's an adaptive immune response specifically targeting parts of your body versus something that would be invading your body. So we have a baseline. What antibodies are attacking the brain that would cause Parkinson's? So we find those antibodies, and then we try to understand biomimicry. What would cause an adaptive immune response that would disallow you from seeing a bad guy versus your own cells? So those things are like Lyme disease, that is certain environmental toxins and pesticides, that's mold exposures. Sometimes it could be an infectious disease like a virus that can cause that biomimicry. So I see my brain as the bad guy, so we start attacking it. Now, when you start attacking it, you do become deficient in dopamine. And so the medical response is, let's give you levodopa and carbidopa. The issue with that is, in the short term, it does make you feel better, but that goes through a pathway called tetrahydrobiopterin, and that will go and create lots of homocysteine. Homocysteine is going to knock out your tyrosine hydroxylase. So that is going to make it so you can't produce your own dopamine at all anymore, even when we get rid of the antibody responses. We can find the root cause of why you would attack your substantia nigra. We can get rid of the antibody response, but then it becomes dramatically more difficult to get you off the drug because the drug creates a self-fulfilling prophecy where we cannot make our own dopamine no matter what we do. So a quick understanding of the book I'm writing right now called The Parkinson's Paradigm is that we need to slow down the processing of the dopamine that you do have so that you have this mega amount of dopamine coming through because you're dopamine resistant at this point. They have to give you a huge amount of levodopa and carbidopa for it to really affect your body, which is going to kill more receptors, but neither here nor there. So when you create homocysteine, it blocks your own production at that point of tyrosine. We have to block the breakdown of that dopamine. I hope that makes sense to you. So we're stopping the breakdown of that dopamine, and it pools. Now you get a lot more anxiety. You may get some tardive dyskinesia as if you're taking too much dopamine, and you are. And so when that happens, you have to decrease the amount of levodopa, carbidopa with your doctor's approval and say, I think I'm taking too much. So as that decreases, so does your homocysteine. And then when your homocysteine decreases, you can utilize tyrosine hydroxylase better and make your own dopamine. And over time, you can get weaned off of the medical drug that is blocking your own production. At some point, you can produce your own, especially if we've already gotten rid of your antibody response. This is going to take about 2 years, but it is absolutely in your power, in your ability to decrease the antibody response or get rid of it entirely to the substantia nigra of your brain. It is not impossible to wean off of the drugs over time and at some point have you living a normal, healthy, and happy life. I hope this made sense to you. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk soon.